I had a similar reaction, Alejandro. Was not shocked in the least bit that something like this happened. You know, I had actually spoken to several news outlets around the time of the election, and this exact scenario was brought up in a number of those interviews. I thought perhaps it was going to happen at one of these state capitals, one of these swing states, or some of the states that were having their votes challenged. But it ended up happening in the nation's capital. And so as the events unfolded, I mean, it was, a sad moment, and it was also a galvanizing moment, not only for Americans to see this type of violence unleashed on the people's house, but also the fact that, these extremists showed up, many of whom, I guess, were planning and coordinating this violence for many days and weeks ahead of time. There's been news reporting about how people initially left the rally at the president's speech to go to their vehicles to retrieve weapons. So this, shows that there was some coordination involved in this attack, and that it wasn't just a spontaneous mob that erupted into violence. I think that as we move further away from this event, we're going to see something similar to what we saw in the aftermath of the Oklahoma City bombing. That is, there's going to be a period of self-reflection on the part of these extremists. Those who were there that day, they're going to be doing their self-reflection, but also those who didn't attend the rally. So we're already kind of seeing that effect right now in these low turnouts to these state houses. There was another call for rallies over the weekend as well as today. And, there have been some throughout the country, but they pale in comparison to what we've seen, in 2020. And so I think it's showing this period of reflection where we're going to have people who got caught up in the moment are probably going to distance themselves from this type of violence in the future. But what's going to remain is a more hardened, more resolved core of individuals who are going to be hell-bent on pushing their agenda through violent means. And then there'll still be others who will be attracted to this movement based on what they're seeing unfold as far as the security apparatus, the purging and going on in social media, these deplatforming efforts and things like this. They're looking at these types of things as quelling their free speech and also becoming Fortress America, which, even though they contributed to this security environment that we currently have, and hopefully it's temporary, it's still going to play into their fears and paranoia about this overzealous government. So we're going to be in a period of high risk for the foreseeable future. And we'll talk later about, what that future holds.
And just one other